Hey everybody, nice to have you here. I'm going to start out with the classic disclaimer when you talk about a bunch of things you didn't like. These are just my opinions. Some people might love them. If they are to your taste or your liking, that's great, but I'm just going to get the apology out of the way now. I don't want to offend anybody with my opinions here, but I do think it's important to share the things that you don't like and the reasons why, just so people have a better understanding of products. And also, it kind of gives you a little insight into my preferences so you know a little bit more where I'm coming from when I give different reviews. And I know some of these things, I've seen lots of positive stuff said about them, so they're not necessarily all out like the worst things ever, but they're just some things that I didn't like. And for me, I tend to get more disappointed the higher the price tag of the item when it doesn't end up working. I think it's just maybe a little higher expectation that you have. The first thing I'm going to mention is my LANCOME Juicy Shaker, and this is so cute. Like, packaging, it looks like a little drink shaker. It's got the like 2 layers of product, your pigment and the oil that's supposed to mix together when you shake it. I have the shade called Walk the Lime. I think these come in a bunch of different names and scents and colors and stuff. Absolutely wanted to love this because I wanted to be like shaking this little thing around like a little drink shaker all the time, but I really just don't like the feel of it on my lips. It feels really greasy to me, and so I'm going to shake it a few times here so it can start to combine. The shaking action and the little clicking that you hear there is combining the pigment with the oil. And I have done a little trial and error with this. I've continued to shake it more in hopes that that mixed the product better and made it maybe feel less greasy on my lips, but it is just kind of a thin, greasy feel. And as far as lip oils go, I have been using these Milani ones so much, and granted, they're not pigmented. They're not meant to be colorful in any way, but the consistency of this kind of oil is quite a bit thicker, and it's not in an uncomfortable way for me. It really feels to me like moisture is being locked in, and it's not going to just immediately drift outside the lips. I could even sleep with some of this stuff on and not be too worried about it getting messy, you know? With this, just the thinness of the product, I like that it gives that little tint of color. I do enjoy that, and this color is pretty. As you can see, it's a reddish shade, and what you have is this kind of spongy, really wide pointed sponge, and you would just kind of dab that on your lips to make some of the color come off. And it is sheer, you know, it's not going to be like a super opaque look, but you can see there when it's not fully catching the light, that's the kind of tone it takes on your lips. Mine does have kind of a limey, like margarita type scent, and I like that. I like the look, I like the concept, but when I put this on my lips, I just immediately want to take it right back off, and I don't feel that way about a whole lot of lip products. Absolutely adorable. I just wanted a little thicker, more like stay in place consistency. So I think I was talking about this on Periscope recently, but I'm not planning to purchase any more of those. Another thing that I was kind of disappointed by, and I will explain. I know a lot of people might really love this palette, this Cheekathon palette from Benefit, and if you've got it and you enjoy it, you know, keep on doing your thing. Tune me out here if you want to. But I feel like there is a lot of inconsistency with these powders, these box powders that they've put into their own little full-size pans in here. I think there's a lot of difference between these and the originals. I have identified one as being, in my opinion, better than the original. One is the same, and then 3 I think are quite a bit different. And it's not like it takes a really keen eye to identify that they are different from the regular box powders that I have. Now, in this product's favor, I absolutely love when brands take products that are part of their regular line, put them into a palette. You know, I like having that compilation of things that's not limited edition, and I think it's a great value for people because you are getting lots of product here too. These are full sizes, but I can't help but mention that there is something off with the quality on several of these. Now, first off, Dandelion. I feel like the Dandelion blush in here is more bold and comes off with more pigment and more pinkiness on my cheeks than the original did. I felt like the original was like a very like watered down, didn't do anything for my skin. This looks more like a pink blush on me. So, okay, thank you for that change. HOOLA seems to be the exact exact same tone as the regular HOOLA that I have. But ROCKATEUR, Dallas, and CORALISTA all seem different. ROCKATEUR, this one's more faint than the one that I have in the regular box powder format. Not that this tends to be a very bold blush anyway. It's a very like shimmery, almost blush highlight hybrid in my eyes. But this one seems much more faint, not as pigmented. Dallas, which I love Dallas, but this one comes off more brownish, and it's kind of lacking that little soft, dusty plumminess that the original has. Also, I don't think it feels as soft as my original. And CORALISTA, this comes off just kind of light and shimmery and not nearly as much pigment and depth and actual coral tone as the original one has. So I just, you know, maybe I'm the only one who's picking up on this. I haven't heard a lot of negative reviews on this product. And like I said, if you've got it and you're using it and you're loving it, go for it, you know, enjoy. This isn't the kind of like disappointing product where I'll sit it aside and never pick it up or never want to use it again, because I think they're decent, they're usable, but they're not the same as the original. And in a couple of cases, particularly with ROCKATEUR, CORALISTA, and Dallas, I think they're not quite as good as the way the original ones were. So another thing here that I have from Benefit, they've come out with a whole bunch of new eyebrow products, and this BROWVO, which I think that's a really cute name, the conditioning primer. Number one, I don't really see the point. It's kind of awesome that they've released so many brow products, but at the same time, another part of my brain says, is it way, way overcomplicating a very simple thing? And I kind of feel that way with this product. Like, do I need a conditioning primer on my brows? And anything I've read about it in the claims says that it will like make your brows appear to be thicker, healthier, whatever. But all of the claims that I've seen have been in relation to appearance of brows, not like it's going to actually make your brows thicker or do something for them in that way. But my issue here, and it is just a little, you can see the product clicks through this kind of rubberized silicone feeling tip, and you just brush that through. You're supposed to click it up once and go through your brows. And what I don't get is that it kind of makes my brows very stiff. Maybe I've just got like way more brow hair in there than is intended to be used with this product, but I get this in there, and after about, you know, 30 seconds, when it's had a little chance to dry down, my brows feel stiff, almost like I've sprayed a hairspray on them, and I touch them and they feel kind of hard. And I don't see that as really conducive to putting more products on top, which is the claim, that you can use this alone or you can use this underneath products and it's going to be a good base type step. When my brow hairs aren't just soft and normal, I mean, stuff I put on top of it doesn't go on very evenly. So I didn't see this as a really good priming step. And even when wearing this alone, it doesn't really make my brows look thicker. What it does is it makes the individual brow hairs stand out a little bit more, or kind of like chunk together and look a little darker. But in my eyes, it makes it look a bit more patchy. But I've tried their little cream pomade type product. I liked that. They have kind of an angled, thicker brow pencil that I didn't think I was going to really enjoy, but that worked pretty well for me too. And of course, Gimme Brow has been kind of my gold standard when I look for tinted brow products that can really hold and have the tint and, you know, have the small brush and all that. That works great. And I know there are even more products that I haven't tried in this new brow line. But as far as what I have tried, this seems to be the thing that I think you could totally skip and be just fine. Another thing that I have had around for a little while and I haven't used until just recently, it's from Makeup Forever, and it's called the Ink Liner. And I know I have heard people say some really great things about this eyeliner. It's a matte black liquid eyeliner. It's got kind of a long felt tip. I know you can't quite see where the wand leaves off and the felt tip begins, but it's pretty stiff except for right at the tip. The tip is just a little bit flexible, and as I applied it, it was so black. I was like, yes, okay, I get it. I see why I've heard people rave about this. But then I start wearing it throughout the day, and I could not believe how I guess fragile might be the word for this product. The wear of this product was so like flimsy for me. I had a little like eye-watering moment, you know, right at the corner of my eye. Kind of strange, but whatever. And I had a nice wing created with this liner. And I just kind of rubbed it away, and I looked at my finger, and I had all this black just immediately coming off. And it's not that I'm really asking this thing to be waterproof. I just want it to be something that's going to be a little bit resistant to, you know, just the calm common wear of a day. I'm not asking to jump in the pool with this stuff on and still have it looking great when I come out. But it was like, once it started to smudge a little bit, it was all downhill from there. I ended up with smudges like above the eye. It was starting to transfer up into that crease area. I never have that problem with eyeliners, and this was so black, it was just very obvious. I was glad I was just at home while this was all happening, because, you know, if I would have been out in public, this would have been kind of a debacle. And I did ultimately end up removing all my eye makeup here at home because it was just so weird and messy. I just think if brands are going to create a fabulous black eyeliner that looks so black and so rich and creates just such a wonderful line, I do think they have maybe a little bit of a responsibility to make that wear a bit better. Some products annoy me, some products actually cause pain, and that would be these products, these GLAMGLOW PLUMPRAGEOUS products, and it's lip treatments, they say, and one is the brilliant or shiny plumping lip treatment and one is the matte. So I do think it's cool that there is a matte finish lip plumping product out there. I have never seen anything like that before, having that kind of claim. And the packaging is really cool once you figure it out. Once you stop twisting it the wrong way or stop just trying to pull it out, you twist it a little bit there so your little wand becomes exposed, and then you just pull it out. So this is the matte that I've just pulled out here. That's a little like silicone tip. And you put it on your lips and it really is free from shine, but it totally does have plumping action. And by plumping action, I mean a sting. This is the most painful lip plumper, and I've tried lip venom, I've tried a lot of different lip plumpers. I can take a little bit of tingle and I don't mind it. Let's just say if I were wearing this out in public somewhere, I don't think I would be able to really disguise the fact that I was in pain while wearing this. It just burns a lot, and both of them burn on me, but the glossy one burns even more. And I will say the glossy one seems to have more of a plumping effect on my lips as well. And it looks like it has a little bit of a yellowish tint there, but I tell you what, once this is on your lips for a little while, my lips become really rosy. Not from this changing colors, but from whatever stinging activity is happening on my lips. They just naturally get this pretty rosy look to them. I like the look. I like the way they look a little bit more plump when I'm wearing it, but I cannot handle the feel. It's just too much for me. And also, if you should happen to inadvertently lick the product, even after you've wiped the lip plumper off your lips, because you're like, it hurts, get it off, you're still gonna feel some of that burn, and if you happen to lick your lips, it tastes so bitter and your tongue will start burning too. Maybe you're into that kind of thing. If you are, it's the GLAMGLOW PLUMPRAGEOUS products that you want to look into, but if you prefer to have a pain-free lip product experience, you may want to look elsewhere. Last thing, it's not necessarily an all-out failed product, it's more like something I just want to ask about if anybody else has had this experience, because I've found a way to make this product work for me, but it's kind of like a mechanical packaging type fail. And it's this Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. It says oil free. I love the way this primer feels. It's so like silky, but yet I feel like it's still a little bit nourishing, hydrating for the skin. It's a really interesting fine line that it seems to walk there. And it is pretty packaging, you know, it's got this pump style. Now watch as I pump some out here on my hand. It's coming out as pure liquid. It's just running off my hand like milk. Now that's not the actual consistency of the product, and I've cleaned my pump out. If there was a clog in there, I think I would have been able to deal with it. So what I do if I want to use this is I kind of like work this little guy around, and I will get some off on my hand, and that's the actual consistency. See how it's not running anywhere? It's a little more like just a cream. So I don't know what's happening with that. Like I said, I don't think there's anything clogging the pump, but at the same time, I feel like that's got to be the only thing happening, because what's down here in the bottle seems fine. It's not like something changed in the formula. It's just something with the pump. And I would say the first maybe dozen times I've used it, it pumped out just fine, and then I started having that issue. So I don't know if anybody else has had that problem with this, and it's not a huge gripe because like I said, I can still get into the product and get use out of it, but at the same time, it's an expensive product, and when pumps are on product, you want the pumps to work. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope these insights maybe in some way helped you out. Maybe you just come away thinking, she's picky. Every product I pick up, I use it with hopes that I will love it and get excited about it and enjoy using it and have good experiences with it, but it's just not everything is that way, or some things just have that little like quirky, you know, why did it do that type thing. So I'm here to keep it real for you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.